Hello, I'm Richard Vobes, the Bald Explorer, out on another walk. Today I'm actually here in Eastbourne, but I'm on my way to meet a chap who is doing a walk around the coastal path of England, all of England, and I'm meeting up to have an interview with him today. And on the way to Eastbourne, and I've been to Eastbourne many times, I saw these signs for the old town. I wasn't very familiar with the old town, and I thought, I've got an hour, I'm going to take a little diversion. When I think of Eastbourne, I think of the seaside resort. In fact, I can hear a seagull. And I've come to the old town, which presumably, and I don't know anything about this, so I'm completely speculating here, that the old town, by its name, is the original settlement at Eastbourne, rather than perhaps the, I don't know, what is it, Georgian Regency seaside resort that it's become. And I'm wandering down this little road because I've spotted an old church which looks like it's, well, actually I thought it was flint, but now looking at it, it looks like it's made out of some form of limestone, and some timber frame buildings. And also back that way, although we can see blocks of flats and some much more modern buildings, there's a whole crisscross of different buildings here, some from the 50s, 60s, 70s, what have you. And then there's some older ones which have got flint or pebbles from the beach, which is just that way. And then through here we have some very old buildings. Now this is fascinating to me because I live in Worthing, which is another coastal town, and we do have a few very old buildings, but I don't know that they're as old as these. There's a pub here called the Lamb, and it says it's from 1180. I'm going to come back to that in a minute because I want to go up here first, because have a look at this. Down there, interesting buildings. I want to find out what they are. I believe there's a sign on the wall. I'm going to read that, but to read that I'm actually going to go up these steps up here to a magnificent looking church, which actually is crossed between sandstone and it looks like flint. And there it is, with a massive, great big east window. You can see the old inn, the Lamb, behind me with that lovely timber framing, with these two great big lime trees at the end of the churchyard here. Now, if I come along here, you can see this delightful building, and the sign here says the Old Parsonage Barn. An ancient barn was part of the 16th century rectory building and originally a coach house, stables and barn, a fine example of a half-timbered building from the period. So that's absolutely magnificent. Let's just wander along and see what else we can see. There we go, look at that. Isn't that amazing? And down over there, that's a very lovely building. A couple of religious people having a smoke. Let's go over and see if I can ask them. Excuse me, this beautiful building that you're having a crafty smoke outside, hey? This lovely building that you're having a crafty, can you tell me what it was originally?
It was built in 1519.
1519? Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. Beautiful building. It's a beautiful building.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Thank you. I don't think it was terribly keen to talk to me. Let's go through here. Wow, look at this. I won't go in. They're getting ready for a service. I just want to have a look at this rather amazing church here. And now have a look on the other side. That's the other side of the building where the guys were having a smoke, and it's got this rather wonderful garden, and it looks like there's a well in the far end there. That's absolutely astounding. And the graveyard carries on, or the churchyard I should say. Now if I come down here, I'm hoping that I can get a better view of the church to show you through this wonderful avenue of different trees, the trees of which I can't identify. It's going to come up here and see if I can get a nice view of the church around me. Got the sun, of course, blazing straight into our faces, which doesn't help, so I'm going to go up here a little bit. This is really interesting for me because I know Eastbourne from the as I say, the Regency seaside town, which I think in many ways has retained its Regency look better than Worthing has. The council in Worthing, I'm afraid to say, have done over the past some dreadful things. But Eastbourne's larger, for one thing, and clearly there's some fascinating history to be explored on another occasion. I'm actually filming on a Sunday, which is why I won't go into the church, because they're probably preparing for their services today. St. Mary the Virgin. How about that? Come round here, see the beautiful front entrance. Of course, one can go online and look up the history, which would be something to do, I guess. Get the age of the church and the history of it. Let's go down to the end. I want to finish on the Lamb pub. This little area on this hill, and actually you can see it's on a hill. Oh, and I should mention behind me, right up there, is the path to Beachy Head. Another place I'd like to go at some point in the future. You're coming back round now to the east window, and here in front of me, this rather lovely yew tree. Here it is. Doesn't look terribly old and venerable, but that said, it's still lovely, with a gateway through. And before I finish, oops, mind your step, I want to have a look at this. I don't know what this is, but this is rather incredible. This great big tall stone, whether it's a gravestone, I don't think it is, a marker, a milestone of some description, or a marker stone, or a Celtic stone, or something very, very old. Oh, and here is actually a sign, and it says removed from Cornwall, and it gives a date, and I think that must be 1958. Removed from Cornwall. But why? Why was it removed from Cornwall? It leaves us with a bit of a mystery. We'll just go back through the gate, past the sun, which is a nuisance, and here, if you can see that, the Lamb, 1180. A beautiful, magnificent timber frame building. Just exquisite. Just exquisite. Love it. Absolutely love it. Well, this has been an impromptu walk really for me, but absolutely fascinating. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to follow, like, subscribe, share the video if you've enjoyed it, tell your friends, become a patron, all the usual, and I'll see you on the next one. Until then, thanks again. Bye for now.